Therapy with Sun show Saturday, 23rd of May. Yo, May is on up out of here. I don't know about y'all, but to me, it was just May 1st. It was just May 1st. Matter of fact, it was April 30th. And here we are on our way to the summer. Y'all realize that June is the first month of summer. But don't get it twisted. They not the real summer. You know what I mean? It kicks off summer, but it ain't the real summer. So all y'all Geminis, y'all fly and all of that, but y'all not summer babies. So don't be running around here talking about, you a summer baby. No, you're not. You're a late spring baby. Stay in your lane. Summer babies are Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. That's it. There are no other summer babies. That's okay. You don't have to be a summer baby in order to get down. You do not have to be a summer baby in order to get down. You can do your thing. Hold on. Speaking of doing my thing, I'm not doing my thing. We don't rock like this. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me get my mic. Let me get my microphone together. I'm over here talking to y'all, and we're not in studio quality. But I bet you we are now. We're in studio quality now. We good to go now. You know what I mean? We sounding good. Looking good, feeling good. Everything is going to be all right. Let's get it understood. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody can't be a summer baby. You don't have to be a summer baby in order to rock, but the summertime is coming up. So all my Cancers, all my Leos, and all my Virgos, you know what I mean? Our time has come. Vacation time, baby. Vacation time, baby. But anyway, so this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I am your host, Sun752, a.k.a. Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should as well. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about a waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. A waste of genes, what you get from your mom and your dad. They set you up nice. The ancestors set you up good. Looks, okay. You know what I mean? You throw that stuff on, you're looking good. Skin clear, even if it's not nice hair, even if it's weaved or bald. Okay. Brains can go in the classroom, stay right, get right. And talent. Yo, you can show this person how to do anything. Their natural abilities are already stunning, but you train them and boy, they know more than a dog or a monkey. It's hard to train animals better than you can a dog or a monkey. Come on now. But anyway, a waste of all of that. I know some people, you may know some people. I have some people in my family. You may have some people in your family that have the complete package, the total package. They come from good stock. They got the good looks. They smart. You know what I mean? Got the skills to pay the bills and the talent to devastate, mesmerize. But they don't want nothing out of life. They don't want to be who they are. They don't want to be what they are. They may even be ashamed. Have you ever known like a woman that was really, really pretty, but she didn't believe that she was pretty? She never presented herself like she was pretty. Didn't have no nice clothes. Didn't do her hair right. Didn't show out right. She might have had the boom and the bow and the boom, bow. Maybe this is the boom and the bow and the boom. Yo, she always fills up the room. Oh, something like I never saw. Every time she come through, we be like, oh my God. But she don't. I'm not saying she should be out here, you know what I mean, with titties all out and, ass all sprawling and nothing like that. But the bottom line is she may be a real looker, but she doesn't believe in herself. And maybe she thinks that presenting her physical self overshadows the gifts that she believes that she has, which might be the brains. And she might be smart and all of that, but you can't be smart and pretty. You can't be pretty and smart. Why not? Who don't like a woman who's pretty and smart? Anyway, dude, same way. He may be very handsome, very well turned out. All the girls love him, even if they don't verbalize it. Maybe, on the low, they really like him. And, there are plenty of women who like him outright. But this dude, maybe he has hygiene problems. You know what I mean? He look good, but he stink. I know people who are good looking but stink. Do you know anybody that's good looking but stinks? Has a hygiene problem? I don't know what they say. You smell yourself before anybody else does. Maybe some people don't understand the concept. Maybe they think that I can smell me, but nobody else can smell me. I've actually heard people say that. I'm like, one good way to know that doesn't work out is when you put on cologne or perfume, after a while, you don't smell it. You don't smell it on yourself. You know who does smell it? Everybody else. Everybody in the room. Like, I wear cologne every day. I don't smell it after I put it on. Totally nose blind to it. But if I go over to my mom's house, she'd be like, "Oh, you smell good, oh." And I'm like, "Oh, shit. Do I?" That's so cool. That's so cool. So anyway, a waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. That person, that is the total package. They have everything that they need to succeed. It was already given to them at birth, but they don't want to be nothing great. They barely want to be something good. A lot of people that we know that fit this description have wasted their lives on drugs and shit. They always wasting their life on drugs and shit. Why people always gotta be into drugs? Well, some people are. And, that's just a phenomenon that we have to deal with. It's something we have to deal with. And it's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's the opposite of cool. Like, this is cool and this is not cool. That's not what we're doing. But yeah. Or some people want to be something that they're really not. Or they want to be something that they've seen other people be. A criminal. Who don't have a cousin? Good looking dude. Really had a lot of smarts, but used all of his smarts for the wrong reasons. He wants to use all of his smarts, looks, and talents to be a damn follower. And who is he following? Niggas on the block, knuckleheads, thugs, criminals. So now your cousin, who had everything that he needed to be successful in life, is back and forth to jail all the time. Always in jail, home, jail, home, jail, home, jail, home. Must have a boyfriend in there. I don't know no man that wants to be around other men like that in a violent, closed-in situation. I always looked at people. I always looked at dudes who can't stay out of jail. I'm like, You must miss their boyfriend. Maybe they missed their boyfriend. He locked in, locked up. You gotta going to go visit him ain't good enough. Because I think when you're a felon, you can't go visit another felon. Something like that. I believe it's something like that. But you can go visit him if he's there. I always wonder, like, how can you be sure that you're going to go back to the same prison that you came from? How does that work? Maybe if you were paroled, you automatically go back to the same prison. So maybe you have to violate your parole. Other than that, you can't control where the judge sends you. I live in Philly, so we get locked up in Pennsylvania state prisons. So you got state prisons all the way on the other side of the state over there near Pittsburgh. Then you got Huntington Valley. You got Graterford, which is, I believe, the most populated or most popular prison in Pennsylvania, but I'm not sure. And that's near Philly. So imagine you get locked up in Pittsburgh and you gotta, your family has to come visit you all the way in on the other side of the state. Pittsburgh is all the way on the west side. West side. They act like it too. We on over here on the east side. So anyway, a waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. A waste of genes, looks, brains, and talents. How many friends do we have that fit that bill? How many family members do we have? Some of our children are the exact replica of what we're talking about, or should I say, the exact example of what we're talking about. Shit is crazy, son. It is. It's crazy. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. Brother Ansel Jones. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? And also, T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. Yeah. Stacy White, thanks for coming through. My brother Tom, come too. Yeah, I appreciate all you. Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we do. Yeah. What? Oh. All right, so that's how it's going down today, y'all. A waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. Genes, looks, brains, and talent. Genes, looks, brains, and talent. They throwing it all the way. You'll never have. Okay. Shout out to New Edition. I guess you could say Bobby Brown. He didn't waste his life. He didn't. But if he was the only member in New Edition that couldn't stay out of trouble. So I guess he was, their waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. I guess. You know what I mean? If you had to call it out. Some people might say, well, what you talking about? Bobby Brown's not good looking. Well, to some women, plenty of women, he was good looking. So, I mean, it's all subjective. You can't. I mean, it is. It is what it is. I ain't gonna hate on nobody. Oh, shit. Is there a poll question? God damn it. I'm going to make it when I sit down. I knew I was supposed to be doing something. I did. I knew I was supposed to be doing something. I just couldn't. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to do it. I swear I'm going to put up a poll question. I swear. I'm sitting here like, I'm just in the studio bumping my sounds and shit like, Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I had to redo the show. I made a mistake and started the show early. You can't unstart the show once you start it. Can't pause it. I'm like, yo, I got another hour before I'm supposed to go on. So I had to redo the show. So if y'all got 2 notifications for the same show, that was why. And if that was why. And that was why. And that's why. Okay. That's why. All right. So what we got? What y'all talking about? Okay. Bobby Eddie Kane Brown. He actually turned his life back around. I knew the brother from the projects from the park side of OP. Okay. Bobby had a bright future, but literally blew it all away. Yo, he looks so bad now. His performance, he can't sing, He can't dance. But hey, Whitney Houston wasn't calling him the original king of R&B for nothing. With only 2 albums. I mean, he had more than 2 albums, but those are the 2 albums that she crowned him king. Hey. And you had all right, so you had genes, looks, brains, and talent, and you had a superstar woman who held it down for you, even though everybody was looking at her like, what are you talking about? I think I ain't an original king of shit. But hey, baby, you know what I mean? You got a 5-star chick out here singing your praises. Tom says, if y'all knew the Bobby Brown I knew, y'all would say he turned his life around. Bobby Eddie Kane Brown. Okay. Hey, I ain't man. Did the first show have a poll question? I can't speak on it. It's gone. Gary says he had a performance last month and he sounded great. Couldn't dance or breathe. Worse shit though. I'm gonna go get my chair. I couldn't get. Yo, he was singing his ass off in sections because he couldn't breathe. Why they writing all this stuff about me? Why can't they just tell me why? Hold on. Can I make a poll question? Where are the options? Okay, create a poll. All right, there you go. All right. I got you. All right, let's do this shit. All right, let me get a poll question. I get a poll question. All right, hold on. My prerogative. I can do what I want to do. All right. Listen. I couldn't get away with it. I didn't have enough characters to write themselves, right? So I tried to get away with saying they self. But I couldn't decide whether to break the word up or to write it all the way out. They self. All right, man. All right. Last answer. All right. Fuck it. All right, there y'all go. Poll question. Poll question. Marvina Bigby, what's good? What's good? How y'all feeling, man? You know what I mean? So we talking about a waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. A waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. They got the skills to pay the bills, but you think that they will? No, it's not going to go down like that. It's going down like a hill. And still, you still keep trying and scratching your head and acting like wise. They lying to themselves and everybody else. We know that you're good. You got parents that really loved you, and I understood that all you really had to do was just flow along with the fishes. Do the goddamn dishes. A rebel without a pause or not a good reason, to get the balls. No, a few. And so do you. I know that we can too. What we can do, not much. We can want something for somebody else, but I know Dutch is how we gotta go. They gotta give a half. We gotta get a half. Tell the nigga to take a bath. Cause he be out here stinking good looking, but stinking. He even got good hair, but that shit don't care. Listen. We got to talk about these good hair niggas. A waste of good hair. We all black in here right now. We need to have this conversation because these good haired niggas, they just didn't do what we thought that they should do. You know what I mean? All my Gen X motherfuckers, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these curly haired and straight haired niggas that didn't need no perm. You know, back in the 70s, 80s, the 90s, not as much. But you know, back in the 70s, probably the 60s too, but the 70s and the 80s, you know what I mean? Any nigga with good hair was considered to be good looking. Same thing with a chick. Any girl that had long hair or was super light skinned was considered to be good looking. She could be ugly as shit. She could look like a high yellow gorilla. But you know what I mean? She light skinned. Oh my God. I got to get some light skin. I never forget my light skinned Marquita. I'll never forget Keita. Sweetest pie Marquita was. And when she came to our school, because she was light, you know, but she was light skinned, she didn't have good hair. So we knew she was black. Like, this is a nigga right here. But and she had big lips. And to me, Marquita was just okay looking. You know, she was okay. You know what I mean? She wasn't an ugly girl. But she wasn't what everybody was hyping her up to be. They were like, oh my God, you know, the new girl, Marquita, you know, first of all, when you knew you come to school, you know how it go. You're gonna get some love. If you got 1 ounce of good looks, you the new person. You the new student at the school. You're gonna get some love. But they was all over Keita. Man. And you know, me and Keita got real cool later on. I never tried to get with her, or whatever, but she was cool. But Keita was that example. You know, we always expected more from Marquita. We expected her to go far. Keita wound up on crack. The last time I saw Marquita was in the 80s or the 90s. It was probably the 90s because we were fully grown. And Marquita didn't look to me like she was going to make it another day. That shit almost brought tears to my eyes. Because like I said, she was a sweet girl. But you know, how many how many beautiful girls that we knew? How many it girls do we know from did we know from around the way that start messing around with the crack? Maybe they started dealing with a crack dealer. They had a boyfriend who was a kingpin or whatever. You know what I mean? He got her strung out. You know, she went downhill. We had a few chicks. One girl from around my way really sticks out as fitting that description. She was pretty as hell, flyer. Oh my gosh, she was the flyest. You know how some dudes, some chicks, they just got it like that. Like they always know how to wear their gear. And they always had the money to buy the flyest shit, but they might have just been good looking anyway. Well, well, this chick around from around my way named Sherlyn. And Sherlyn wasn't light skinned. Sherlyn was pretty dark. At the very least, brown skin. And everybody wanted to get with Sherlyn. Everybody wanted to get with. She was pretty. Frank came from a good family. They lived in a nice big house around the way and all that, like we all did. Got strung out. Got strung out. Now luckily, she's back now. She's back now. You know what I mean? I was good friends with her sister because we was pretty close in age. I think her sister may have been a year or two younger than me. And yeah, Sherlyn was the it girl around the way. So when she got strung out, we was all like, you know what I mean? You just let the streets swallow you up and shit. And she went down without a fight. And I remember seeing her in rehab. Remember, I don't know about y'all city, but in our city, they used to make the people that was in drug rehab, they would make them walk. They would do like they drug walk. So wherever they went together. And you knew that all of them were on drugs. So it was like a field trip for them through the hood and shit. And I would see Shirley. I'm like, yo, Cheryl, what's going on, babe? You know what I mean? Here I am. I'm in my 20s. I'm mad healthy and shit off. And she did looking all skinny. And I'm like, damn, what you just start? What you just went into recovery yesterday? Wasn't looking good. She's better now. She's better now. I saw a picture of her recently. I was like, okay. All right. Funny because everybody, you know, the dude she used to run with and everybody else that was down is gone. All dead and gone. Everybody, y'all. That's how it turns out. So, yeah. We always expected those that was good looking or the ones that had the good hair. We always expected them to do something that we couldn't do because they had something that we wanted. The update on the first chick, Marquita. I don't think Marquita made it. You know, I can't remember Marquita Campbell. You know, I've never looked her up on Facebook. If I see her on here and realize that she lived, I'm gonna be a happy motherfucker for real. Marquita Campbell. There are Marquita Campbells. But this ain't. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't see any way that Keita could still be here. That would have when I tell you, when I saw her last, it was like watching a dead woman walking. I'm too serious about it. I don't think she made it to the social media age. When I saw her, That had to be like the mid 90s. Nah, ain't no. I don't think Keita made it. I don't think Keita made it. But shout out to Keita. But yeah, sad stories. A waste of good genes. So you got the ancestors in on it. From the gate, you came out with an advantage. May have even came from a 2-parent family. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, you see how Denise disgraced the Huxtables? You saw how Denise disgraced the Huxtables. She couldn't even come back in the crib. I heard she the one who got Theo killed. Listen, man, you know, I ain't. I'm saying, oh man, Charlie Sheen, woo! I said, woo! Lordy. Tom says, the Cavazier carry. Bobby was not a stranger to drinking. It wasn't Whitney that got her on the other drugs, I guess. That was her brother, Michael Houston, and Sissy Houston knew that. El DeBarge definitely won. Chico, the whole DeBarge family. The whole DeBarge family. A waste of light skin. But see, back in the day, I thought they was like Latino or something. I thought they was Puerto Rican. That was the word for Latino back in the day for us. You know, you was Puerto Rican. Like we from El Salvador. Yeah, Puerto Rican, right? No, we Mexican. No, we Puerto Rican. Yo, you want to fight you? You want to fight Chico? But anyway, now I found out that they was mixed, like half white. I was like, oh. So it's El DeBarge. That was the from Barge. The from Barge. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep it moving. DeBarge. Robbie DeBarge was the older brother that was in Switch. You mean Bobby DeBarge? Yeah. And brother Tommy. Both of them are dead. Bobby DeBarge. And he was gay too. That's probably how he caught AIDS. He was definitely gay. Found out he had AIDS when he went to jail. Talented as fuck though. He wrote those hits. He wrote those hits for DeBarge. I mean, when DeBarge came out, I thought they was really Switch. I was like, oh, Switch changed their name to DeBarge, and I knew their last name was DeBarge, Tommy and Bobby. I was like, oh, they switched their name to DeBarge. Then I found out it was the other DeBarges, but their imprint was all on it. The way he wrote songs, like, you know, when I heard I Like It and all them songs, I was like, these sounds like Switch songs. And El DeBarge sounds just like Bobby DeBarge to me. Alexander O'Neal, he has somewhat good hair with all that grease in it. See, when you grease your hair up, that's because you don't want your good hair to show. That's you trying to hide your good hair. And sorry for the colorism and all of the division, you know, the good hair thing. I hate the term good hair, but when we use it, we know what the fuck we talking about and who. We know who and what we're talking about. I mean, sometimes we just gotta, you know, talk like family do. Talk like family do. Shout out to all of the family members that had sex with somebody that had good hair or that was of another race or ethnic background, just so their child, you know what I mean, could enjoy a life with good hair. Hair is so important. Hair is so important in the black community. You got these young moms out here, got these little boys out here looking like straight little girls. Like, so you just not gonna cut this boy's hair. Oh no, his hair's so pretty. His hair's so pretty. I'm like, okay, yeah, he got long, nice hair. Do you have to put them in those two plaits? Why should anybody have to ask if your child is a boy or a girl? You think how is that cool? You know, fucking gender neutral ass little 5-year-old. Get the fuck out of it. Yo. I wish my baby mom would. Fuck out of here. She would be mad at me. She would be mad at me. Oh yeah, we going to Great Adventure. We go straight to the barbershop, then the Great Adventure. He come back to the crib. I drop him off, him looking like a boy. I swear that shit really grinds my gears. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. Oh no, his hair's so pretty. Just say it. You wanted a daughter and you got yourself a son. This nigga running around here asking for a Holly Hobby house. All because of his hair. All right. And so Jones says, I've seen plus size models start looking bad slowly. Well, yeah. Instead of trying to take out LL, you better take your home girl off the crack. Jumbos. Carrie says, I don't know that El DeBarge was a waste of time and talent and looks because he had a long career, even though he was debaucherous throughout it. Yeah, I don't think he totally wasted it, but I'm sure there were points in his life where he was wasting it. Mickey Howard, you can put on that list. Shaka Khan is always Shaka Khan, man. What the fuck? Shaka Khan like this tall. Her name should have been Shorty Khan. Her name should have been Shorty Khan. Satan says, I'm a Casper Quilty. I'm a Casper. Guilty as charged. A Casper? You mean you're white? Or you're a ghost? Rick James, Smokey Robinson, everybody in the Temptations except two. Well, we know that Otis killed everybody else. Either that or he drunk the Green Mile juice. How is Otis still here? He was tempted to knock everybody else off. Oh, look at you, Stacy says, I'm liking the show topic today. Really? Because we know you be dissing. All right. That's what's up. All right. Times in Philly was different because of here. They had the buddy system. They were pairing two people from what they do up here, because I remember doing a catering gig for a rehab facility. Oh, okay. Oh, you talking about in rehab? Oh, okay. Tom says, that's crazy. When you see a friend of yours, people knew you from high school that are strung out. I've never seen them get better. I've seen them get better, but I've also seen them keep going in the wrong direction. Some of my really, really good friends from middle school and high school I kind of know that they're not with us anymore. I know. I've tried to look them up and tried to look them up on, social media and all that. I'm like, Shaka Khan has always used drugs, but these days her eyes are always glassy. I think she's just a straight drunk now. Did y'all ever see her on that Versus with Stephanie Mills? Stephanie Mills was up there like a drug counselor. Oh no. More like a home health aide. Oh no, Shaka. Come on, we gonna come over here. Come over here, baby. Come over here. You gonna fuck my shit up. You gonna fuck my money. You ain't gonna fuck up this bag. Shaka. Yeah, sweetie. It made sense too, because Stephanie Mills has a special needs child. Her patience is high. So she was like, oh, little Shaq, little somebody getting high. I've been in this industry since I was like 2. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what patience is like until you're dealing with a colicky kid. There's special needs that's yelling all night long and only sleep for an hour. You don't know what it's like. Shout out to any and everybody out there with a special needs colicky kid that yell and scream all night long for no reason and only sleep for an hour. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. The 2 Corys from the 80s. River Phoenix. Tom says, I tell people, if you want to go see Shaka Khan and Mickey Howard, go ahead. But I would never again go see Shaka Khan and Mickey Howard. Made me walk out of the concert of that show. All right. I love Chico DeBarge with his little ass, but I'm sure that he's gay. Tom says, because girls back when we were growing up wanted guys that had pretty hair and those light eyes so they kids could have the same thing. You know it's true. You know it's true. You know what I'm saying? You can't sweep that shit under the rug. My ex-husband wanted girls with me so they would have nice hair. I was like, I don't want no nappy head Nikki. Shantae nice, but she got the nappy. Somebody get her a classy curl. Maybe a kitty kit for that girl. Remember Kitty Kit? Remember Kitty Kit, the perm kit? Kitty Kit. Ah! That's before you graduated to Dark and Lovely. Get yourself a Kitty Kit, baby. A Kitty Kit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Kitty Kit. Hair relaxer. No. Kitty Kit. Hair relaxer. Nah. Okay, Kitty Kit typically refers to classic gentle children's kid hair relaxer kits popularized by brands like Proline's Kitty Kit. They feature low strength, no lie formula designed to safely manage coily and curly textures. Modern alternatives with gentle conditioning ingredients are readily available today. Nah, that shit used to say Kitty Kit right on them up. Let me see his chick site. Look, National Museum of American History. Proline Kitty Kit Cream Relaxer. Hold on, say yeah. That shit is in the Smithsonian. Hold on. That shit is in the Smithsonian. Look, the kitty kit right there. Right there. Let me blow it up. I remember the kitty kit. The motherfucking kitty kit. I know y'all inverted. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm talking about. You better recognize. You better recognize the kitty kit. The kitty kit, baby. It's kitty kit or the straightening comb. You choose. You choose. The kitty. Woo! Ain't we funky now? Yeah, yeah. All right. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Love over new management. I don't even listen to the song the same anymore. That was our thing back in the day, was going to amusement parks, roller rinks, and house parties where I'm in love under new management. Someone very special came into my life. Woo! Woo! But you know, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't. Wait, he may know the way. Wait, what? Damn. Hold on. But you know, when you in love, can't nobody tell you nothing. I'm through with all those games and men with so many women that I can't even name. And hold on. All right. When Commodores came out with the song Brick House, they was talking about Shaka Khan. The brothers of rolling, those brothers are rolling around in the grave now. I mean, how was she in Brick House back then? She was just a little jaw. She had no body. She grew. She got lumpy. She got lumpy as she got older. But I mean, she was really just a little short thing. Little short thing, sweet thing. Shorty Khan, baby. Sometimes I said, son, Shorty Khan, I love you, bro, but please, no more Seinfeld jokes. I'm so glad I don't know what you're talking about, dog. This is one of the, I've never been so happy to know so little. This is going to keep me safe. I learned in basic training, a bald head ain't for me. Well, bald head is something that you have to grow into. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot of people choose a bald head, even though some do. Shout out to R. Kelly. And Onyx. They didn't have to do it. Ovaltine, the container round, the cup round. They should all call it round team. So time be bugging. All right. Stephanie carried that versus battle. Literally and figuratively. Like, this bitch is falling all over the place. Stumbling and shit, can't sing. Stephanie Mills versus Shaka Khan was terrible. Stephanie Mills was fine, but Shaka Khan really that she's still a diva. Oh shit. Carrie said, I was very proud of the black community. Nobody clowned Shaka on social media until recently. And only a little bit. Shit, I was clowning. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. She a disgrace. She was disgraceful. I never understood the light eyes, good hair fetish. Well, that's because you ain't never been a slave. You ain't never had to play second fiddle slave to the little mulatto kid with the dark-skinned parents. Son, but the crazy part of these girls wanting the guys that had good hair, most of them had hair like Serena and Venus Williams. Am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm dying. You still alive, son. You still alive. Sulfur 8 and Blue Magic was all you seen. Worlds of curls. Worlds of curls, baby. Give me some activate up in this piece. In the 80s, we had a thing called curl activator. All right. Quiz time. Quiz time. Who is the person that you know who wore the Jerry curl the longest? Who was the last of the curl? Who do you know that had a curl all the way up until like 98? Possibly 2000. I'll tell you what, though. I'm going to tell you this. I would gladly go back to the Jerry curl times rather than this hair store time. When you think about it, Jerry curls made black barbers money. Hair store? Who run those? Who run those? Stack bundles? Bubby bundles? I would gladly go back to 1982 over 2026 as far as that commerce is concerned. Gladly. I would welcome it with open arms. All right. Clay Biggins, what's up, my dude? He says, I never had a braid, got the peasiest hair and still get paid. Run DMC. I never wore braids either. I'm not the one. I tried. I liked the way it felt to get my hair plaited. I just didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way it looked at all. So I never got a chance. Like, I would get it plaited or braided or whatever and take it right on out. Like, no. So I said, son, and I'm not being rude or disrespectful, but right now, you sound better than Mickey. This wilding. This wilding must stop. Listen, man, she's still mourning. She's still mourning over Gerald Levert, man. Give her a break. She's still mourning over Yo. Alexander O'Neal was supposed to be the next man up. Carrie says, this guy that I dated and had a fucking S curl. And I tried to tell me that it was his natural hair. I called BS right in his face because the curls didn't even go all the way around. He came from a half curl household. So judgy. So every black household had the S curl in it or Jerry curl spray bottom. I don't know about everyone, but it was sure a whole lot of that shit. It was sure. I know my household had it. Worlds of curls. Worlds of curls. Yeah. Tom says, I believe Stoney Jackson was the last of the curl. Light eyes and good hair. Stacy White. So all I know is Stoney Jackson had them curls in his head for a very long time. And I believe he was promoting something S curl or some activator. MJ had a Jerry curl too. No. When he had a Jerry curl is when he looked black and he looked good. On the Thriller album, he had a Jerry curl. When you really think about it, that's the reason that his shit got burnt. He made sure that didn't happen again. He got all this long, straight black hair, and he all white and shit, this little ass nose. He played the scarecrow in a movie. He became one. And now that Michael Jackson movie got all of these kids who never seen Michael Jackson, wasn't nowhere alive when he was alive, wanting to be like Michael Jackson again. I'm like, man, when will they stop rewinding that? Oh, shit. Lowski, hold on. Is that my cuz? Hold on. Let me have a look right here. B-Lo. Who is this? Who are you? You obviously know me. I need to know you. What's your real name? I'll probably be back in the town this year. And hopefully for good reasons. Because I know my people's having a family reunion this year. So yeah, no. First and foremost, I never once have I had braids in my head. Pops was not going for that. Even though I had a lot of hair, it was cut Central Dax Grease was my first name. He said my brother-in-law never gave up the Jerry curl. Okay. Don't forget sporting waves. I won't. The wave kits. I don't think none of those work. If he was light-skinned, like the barge, it was a weave. Clay says, son, you did a freestyle on Go Jesus. I've actually been trying to find which video it was. That was fire. It was the other night. I think that was on I think it was Tuesday, son. I think it was Tuesday. I believe it was. Go, geez, hold on. I can play my own shit on here. Hold on, son. I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on, son. Hold on. I got you, dog. I got you, dog. Wait a minute. Wait. We gonna get it. Oh. My videos. I'm pretty sure it was. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that was Tuesday. All right, so boom. We all have the same 24 hours. I believe that was the show. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if this is it. I believe so, because I was watching it my goddamn self. Hold on. Has anybody ever said that to you? I don't get declarations like that all the time. Because I think I broke out the tambourine. 24 hours. Time-wise. Oh, when you say that somebody has... Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Jesus, go Jesus, get it up. I got you, son. You know, here we go. Technically, a housekeeper is a servant, but know if we look at it the same way. Because if we do, then we got to say the Jeffersons. We have to say the Brady Bunch, different strokes. I'm not sure if we looked at the housekeeper as a servant.
Come on, get to the joint.
Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus.
Hold on.
I don't know if we look at it the same way. Because if we do, then we got to say the Jeffersons. We have to say the Brady Bunch, different strokes. I'm not sure if we looked at the housekeeper as a servant. But
wait, I'm gonna lip sync it.
The nanny was funny. All right, cool. Judge Q says Jesus Christ died so we can live. Yes, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus.
Call on
go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus.
Oh, I got you.
Go Jesus, go Jesus. I'm living because of Jesus. Go Jesus, go Jesus. Get it up now. Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. I'm getting money because Jesus, because Jesus, because Jesus. I'm healthy. Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. My kids are good. Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. Yo, I'm good. Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. I won a lottery, Jesus. Go Jesus, go Jesus. That scratch off paid off, Jesus. Go Jesus, go Jesus. No car trouble, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. No stress in my life, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. My love life free, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. What you know about that? Go Jesus, go Jesus. No weapon formed against me, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. Will prosper, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. What y'all niggas talk about? Go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. I beat my kids in a foot race, Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. My surgery was successful, Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. I ain't worried about nothing, go Jesus, go Jesus, go Jesus. What the? Go, yeah, go, go Jesus. What? Go, woo, go. Yeah. Somebody go get me for being blasphemous. I ain't being blasphemous. I ain't being blasphemous. You know what I mean? Let's get spiritual out here. That's what I'm talking about. And then the nanny ended up with the death.
All right, we good. Levels is good. Levels good. Levels is good. Hold on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's worthy of praise. So praise my brother, my mellow, my man. Why don't you get on that mic? I want you to take the stand. All right, hold on.
On the show today was sung 75 disconnected. Know what to do, but I see him praising too. I said, God. He said, Jesus is live. I said, God. He said, Jesus is live.
Woo!
All praises due to the above. I know he's shining on me, and I know he loves.
Yes, he do. I said it. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Woo! Said it. Yes, he do. I was just saying, man. You know what I mean?
That's killing the damnation.
Do not get it twisted, nor effed up. None of that. So yeah. So okay. We talking about a waste of genes, looks, brains, and talent. So we talk about all of the people that we know who had everything that they needed in order to be successful, in order to be comfortable, in order to be all right. But they still found a way to be bottom feeding like a crab, clam, shrimp, lobster. Like you fucking scallop. You know what I mean? You got what it takes to be a damn eagle, and you want to be a shrimp. How you learn to breathe underwater? That's admirable.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It is. Clay said, hold on. He said, God level flow. Levels good, levels good. Levels good. Oh my God. He said, can't find this nowhere else on YouTube. Now that's definitely true. That is definitely true. Y'all be wildin'. So Troy, what you know, man? What do you know?
Well, I was just thinking about it. You know, wasted talent. I was thinking about. You know, also wasted looks. You know, a couple people come to mind. I was thinking about the boy Mickey Rourke. Have you seen Mickey Rourke lately?
I haven't.
And you don't want to. His face should be what not to do when you got millions of dollars and you can get plastic surgery.
Is that bad?
That bad, bro. It looked like somebody took an air pump and just put it in his mouth and blew his face up. And then let it out, but some came out, but it just stayed there. See, Carrie Wright know what I'm talking about. She said, go home, son.
Look, I'm gonna just take y'all word for it.
Yeah, he looks Mickey Rourke. Val Kilmer, Time. Val Kilmer too. God rest his soul. You know, they just
hold on.
I don't know what makes people think that there's nothing wrong. I can see if you say I'm gonna dye my hair or maybe get a little Botox. But Mickey Rourke went to. I think he should be in the Smithsonian. His face look with the kitty.
Please leave your message for.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get you on the monitors. The shit acting like you don't want to do it. Wait a minute. Wait, no. Hang up and call right back. All right. Why don't I hear it? I don't know what's up with this young man. All right. I'm not fighting today. No fight. No fight. We good. Anyway. we good. You know what I mean?
That sounds like somebody, my grandson would say, no fight, Papa.
No fight. I'm not gonna fight. I will not.
Yeah, but like T. Carey Wright said, Mickey Rourke and Val Kilmer must have went to the same surgeon, boy.
Is that bad?
Yeah, I mean, if aliens came on Earth and they took them, they would bring them back and say, no, we don't want you, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't want you. You know, even face-wise, Meg Ryan fucked her face up.
But no. We're talking about when you have wasted all of your gifts. Everybody you named,
I know what you're talking about now.
yeah, everybody you named was successful. They used theirs. That age fucked them up.
No, well, Mickey was successful up until he fucked his face up. He would have still been successful up until he fucked that face up.
But
he was his career was flourishing. He had no off stage problems. Off the movie set problems, and he had no personal problems like that. He had a few, but not like that.
So what did he do to mess his face up?
Went to them dead plastic surgeons.
But that's not wasting your life. You know, I'm talking about people who either start or lose themselves on drugs, become criminals, but want to go back and forth. Like Todd Bridges was doing his damnedest to throw his life away at one time.
Dana Plato.
There you go. Now you talking about, but we ain't talking about fuck them celebrities. Let's talk about people we know. The people who had everything in the hood to succeed. The people you went to school with that got the good grades, that had all the dudes on them or all of the girls on them. You know, even had the whole teaching staff on them. And what did they do? I got one. I got one. My man Aaron. Aaron was my man. Light-skinned boy, curly hair. You know what I'm saying? He worked. Aaron was the first dude I knew that had a pair of Gazelles back in the day. I wasn't even on it. Here we are, 8th grade. Aaron already had a pair of Gazelles. He was the first person I knew that had a T.I. sweatsuit too. Todd won to everybody else, T.I. to us. And, he had a job. He was already 14 though. But he had a job. He was getting money. He was buying it. And Aaron could fight. He was light-skinned dude. He had hands like crazy. Nobody fucked with Aaron because they couldn't fuck with Aaron. About 10 years ago, on the news, I don't know if you remember the report of this police officer that killed his girlfriend, had her kidnapped up in the crib. He was a Temple cop. Matter of fact, he was a former Temple cop. And he killed his girlfriend, kidnapped her first, abused her, and all this old crazy shit. Anyway, Aaron gone for good.
That was Aaron?
His name was Aaron. Damn, what was his last name? Anyway, Aaron was a lot of people used to be trying to hate on Aaron. For his gazelles, people the high school dudes used to come up to our school in 8th grade to fight Aaron. Aaron was knocking him out. Like, you know what I mean? It started to get too heavy for him, and he had to plan his route out of school or whatever, because we had a dude that was hating on him in our class that was trying to set him up. And it was crazy. But Aaron had everything.
Right?
Huh?
That's when he was still in the Gazelle?
Oh, hell yeah. We talking about 1984.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was a good looking dude, but he was cool. He was cool as shit. You know what I mean? He can get any chick he wanted, whatever. He wasn't that smart, but he was smart enough to, to do what he had to do. And he was a hard worker. He was talented or whatever. But somewhere along the line, he went down the wrong path. Now I can't say he wasted his whole life. It looks to me like he made a bad decision once we were middle aged and shit. But I can't speak on what he did, throughout his life. But I can tell you about the end results, because he locked up probably for good for right now. But yeah, no, I knew a lot of dudes,
that lived around the way, or that I went to school with, or that I knew from a different way. And you know what I mean? Like they was the ones that people was jealous of. They was the ones that people wish that they could be like, or that they could do what they do. But they was scared to be great. So some of them wound up following behind some other bum ass motherfucker doing stick ups or selling drugs, or doing something that's gonna send them back and forth to jail, or getting strung out on drugs, or getting involved with a grimy ass dude or grimy ass female. You know what I mean? That just sank them to the bottom against the advice of everybody who cared about them. That's what I'm talking about. All these celebrities, they became celebrities because they were successful. So we ain't talking about them. Well, I'm talking about a total waste of genes, coming from good families. I don't care if you came from a single mother. That don't mean you ain't come from a good family. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that. Because you don't even, if you don't know your father's side of the family, your father's side of the family could have been the good side. I've definitely seen that happen. So, so you had the genetic background, the ancestors set you up decent. You know what I mean? You had the good looks, you had the good brains, you come up with good ideas, you knew how to get into your books, and you had talent. You knew how to do things. But you wasted all that shit.
Yeah, I went to middle school with this boy named Anthony. Right, I told at Greenfield, and I told you he was like a bully, one of my bullies, right? But this motherfucker, he was I'll be sure before I'll be was sure. Motherfucker was when this motherfucker walked around, you would think he was floating the way girls used to float to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had on the name belts. He was the one who had the gazelles before everybody else had. He was walking around with the polo, the eye. You know what I mean? Shit, one time he walked around with a whole alligator on his fucking body the way he was walking around.
Wow.
Right. Had all the sneaks, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Years down the line, I believe he graduated school. But the fucked up part, this is what got me. Because when I was in 8th grade, when I was getting ready to graduate, I was getting ready to jump on this motherfucker. After graduation, I told my mom, was like, don't do that, Troy. Right. But I didn't see him for years. So my niece father, my oldest niece father was locked up. And he sent a picture of all his bulls. He was in the feds. He sent a picture of all of his bulls. They called them her uncle. Don't you know, lo and behold, he was on that picture. I see this motherfucker. I wanted to rip the picture up. I wanted to be the first person to crop out another piece out of a picture like Mom used to do back in the day. Yeah, so he wound up doing that time in fat time over some drug charges. So I mean, and I know he had the potential to be something great.
Yeah.
Not just because he was smart as shit. But he had the potential to go to that next level in life. But once you allow yourself to get caught under the wrong people, when Martin came out with that song on that episode, he said "Pretty Ricky" is what they called him.
Yeah.
That was him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can understand that. Had another bull. I ain't gonna mention his name because this is like a brother, childhood brother from off of my neighborhood. His name M. Bull had everything. Mom would give him the world. I mean, give him the single mother, single parent, but had a family that would do anything for him too, just as well. But his mom would give him the world. They never had to go out there and get caught up in the game. Miss you, L. Got caught up in that fucking game.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't. The game had, along with his temper and the game is what got his demise, to court his demise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you can be tough and you can have a gun, but you do know that there's more tough people out here that got guns too.
Yeah.
They just didn't make one.
See, it's a whole different story. You know, like anybody can make a mistake out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you witness somebody, I've seen judges be in awe of some defendants. Like my baby brother. My baby brother was facing sentencing in 2 counties. And when he had to go to the criminal justice center in Philly for his Philly crimes, and my dad called all of the family in to go up and support him. So, you know, one by one, we went up there to speak for him and all that. And the judge was like, he looked at my little brother like, motherfucker, you got this? Led by your dad? Your fucking father? Niggas ain't got fathers that come to this court? And this is what you doing? The judge did take our participation into consideration. But he said, he was sort of like, y'all wasting your time on this one because he got his rap sheet. He like, the motherfucker can't stay out of trouble. And to this day, he can't. But you got to understand his mom's side of the family. He ain't got a shot over there. That ain't nothing but drugs in jail. Nothing but. You know what I'm saying? That's, my dad's side of the family they couldn't balance that shit out. Couldn't do it. But yeah, I mean, it was like, it had to be about 20 of us in the court lined up ready to speak for him. Like you doing your two minute acknowledgments of the dead at a funeral. You know how the preacher be like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Nobody getting long-winded. You got 2 minutes. Yeah, well, you know, Miss Jackie was like a mom to me. Matter of fact, she was like a mom to everybody. Yeah, matter of fact, she was everybody mom. Yo, she was your mom too. And she was my daughter mom, my son mom, my mom, my dad mom, my cousin mom. Like she was the mom. She was the cat's mom, the dog mom. Yo, I seen mice come up to Miss Jackie. They came up, mice would come up to Miss Jackie and ask could they have some cheese. They wouldn't just eat the bread. Like Miss Jackie, you know, that's the power that Miss Jackie had. She was like the Pied Piper. You know what I mean? I bet you if Miss Jackie in heaven, then she is God's mom. She a real God mom. That's what Miss Jackie was like. And you know, this world ain't gonna be the same without Miss Jackie. The block is already without a mom. So the block is motherless. Yeah, you know, shit about to be real messed up because you know, even the hustlers on the block, you know what I mean? Miss Jackie, you know, I mean, I know this is church and everything, you know what I mean? And I know, you know, selling drugs ain't right, but Miss Jackie would make sure that the drug dealers, you know what I mean, like they had water and stuff like that because she cared. Because, you know, she was the drug dealers, she was the hustlers' mom. She was their mom. She's everybody's mom, you know what I mean? Yo, mom, you know what I mean? I hope I know you up there, you know what I mean, being Jesus' mom, but please, Miss Jackie, you know what I mean? If Jesus act up, don't beat Jesus. Please, just don't beat Jesus. But anyway, yeah, that's how we was at the dam at my brother's hearing. It was crazy. But I mean, and he is light skinned and he do have good hair and he's a waste of fucking talent. He is. He's a waste of genes, looks,
brains and talent. He got the whole thing. When y'all listen to me rap, you should hear my baby brother. My baby brother is crazy with the writtens. All that battle rap shit I listen to, that's him. When Touch Money and Top Class and all of those battle rap crews, when they was doing they thing, that was him. He is stupidly nice. It ain't never gonna happen though. Can't stay right. Can't. Drugs, guns, violence, and all. It's a fucking mess. He's a mess. It's my baby brother though. And when his mom be calling me, like, you gotta help me out with your brother. I can't help you out with you. That's your son you raised wrong. You can't do nothing with him. What you think? What? I'm gonna come down like a prophet or something. It's gonna be like a dome of light when I come through. He's just gonna start listening. Get the fuck out of here.
Your name is Zibit. That's my son.
Man, I ain't got the time, money, or effort. He can't be fixed. But yeah, wasted genes, looks, brains, and talent. That's what my baby brother is. And until it's no longer a waste. Because there comes a time in certain people's lives where they get tired of going in that cycle. They're finally ready to make a real change. But that can be so far off into the future that everybody might be tired of him by the time that happens. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Do me that one little favor. One little favor. And everything will be okay. All right, but yeah. Okay, we good.
I can understand where you're coming from with that. You know what I mean? I think anybody I grew up with that got into that there was so much potential from all the people I grew up with that got caught into the drug game was like wasted. You know what I mean? Because it's when you allow your mind to be self manipulate itself, to intertwine and get caught up in that game, where so you had so much potential to be great, and instead of going left or right, you said instead of going straight, you said I'm gonna go to each fork in the road and see which way it can go. One is death, one is jail. So you went to each one. You don't know which one you was gonna get, but you went one way. One led to death, and one led to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And all that potential that you had is down the drain. You know what I mean? I don't care if you come out when you 65, 75, 85 years old, coming home after being locked up for life. And then when you locked up for life, they still putting time on your back end.
Yeah.
They keep trying to find ways to put time on your back because they really don't want you coming home for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something at the end of the day, you did 25 years, and they say, you know what? No, we're gonna drag this shit out to another 10 more years. Then when you come home, you just, your life is done. You done wasted everything. You can't sit up here and what great potential with your children if you ain't showed them the potential you had.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when you sit up here and you wasting all that talent, you wasting everything that you done did, and all of us as men, we all want our children to be better than us, especially our sons. Especially our sons. We don't. If I was making 100,000, I want my child to make a million.
Right. That's what you're supposed to want.
Yes. There's no jealousy. Do your thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean the wasted part, the wasted talent, the wasted looks, and especially if you have all of them. Sometimes when I go to some of these stores, right? And I see some of these young kids, 16, 17, 18 years old, and they tall as shit. They got the eyes, they got the hair, they got the look. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing at McDonald's working right now? He said, why you say that, sir? I said, yo, you better go get your portfolio ready and get ready to fucking model. You got it. You got it. You just got to put it together. And if you don't have a parent to see that within you, they're not going to tell you, yo, get your ass out there and get a job. Yeah, get a job, but also, and while you getting this job, put some shit together for yourself. Because sometimes parents are not going to recognize your potential, and they'll allow you to be wasted. You know, sometimes college might not be for everybody, but you can make your own lifestyle for yourself if you don't go to college, and it can be a legal way of doing it. Shit, I wish I had that motherfucking, if I had that as a brown person, a brown chocolate ball. I don't give a fuck about chocolate, but if I had the curly head, if I was the first black, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Asian person on this planet in Philadelphia, it must be out your motherfucking mind. I'll be walking down catwalks until I was 80. They had to push me on a gurney. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just have to. If you don't want to waste your talent, and you don't want to waste what you can become, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta do that shit on your own.
Well, no. I think you're right about that. The thing is, when you take a look at people who had more advantages than you, and they may not have had any real internal advantages than you, but externally it looked like they may have been more advantaged. You know what I'm saying? You know, when somebody can do something that you're not able to do, but you've been trying to do, it's hard not to look at them like they may have an advantage. Yeah. So when you see that advantage has crossed over time and time again, you've seen it manifest itself over and over and over again. And when that starts to look real to you, then it's like then you see them start to be in denial of their advantage or act like they don't want it. Like, all right, let's say you want to be a hippie. You want to be a hippie. You can still be cute and be a hippie. You ain't got to look dirty all the time. You know what I mean?
Like mama from Mamas and the Papas.
One thing is for sure. One thing about free love is that it ain't cute. It might feel good, but it don't look good. Hippies be ugly. You know what I mean? They look like they smoke too much weed. And one thing about weed smoking, excessive weed smoking, is that it dulls your motivation. It stops you from being motivated to keep going and reaching higher. It tells you, nah, we good here. Everything cool. We all right with this. And of course, weed smokers try to deny this all the time. Then they bring up a bunch of celebrities that smoke weed as if that's a viable example instead of a 1% example. You know what I mean? How many people do you know? But how much of the population do you think makes it very, very successful in showbiz? I mean, like 1%, some shit like that of the population, if that. So, you know, when you see somebody like get lost in a cult or something like that, like a cult, one of the hardest things to do is watch a family member or somebody you care about get lost in a cult. You're like, so you believe what this nigga is saying? He running around here calling themselves the second coming of Jesus? And you believe that shit? So hold on, let me get this straight. Because you've always been somebody that I respected. You mean to tell me that you packing up all of your shit, selling off all your shit and moving to Guyana with Jim Jones? That's what we doing? You moving out to Waco, Texas to follow David Koresh? That's what you want to do? You just wrote a check to Jimmy and Tammy Faye Baker? You really? All right.
You moved out to Waco, Texas with a Waco.
Let me ask you this, Troy, and I want to ask everybody in the chat this. I guess this ain't that hard.
Can you be super smart and super gullible at the same time?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because with being super smart and being super gullible, sometimes when you're super gullible, there's an insecurity that's making you gullible. There's something within that makes you go that route. You know what I mean? Or it could be a look. It could be something that you see in that individual. His looks, just like you say about looks, those looks might turn you that. His look might be like, damn, he looks so damn good. I can't believe what he's saying. His words can make you feel like you can believe the shit he's saying. You know what I mean? So, I just think that sometimes other people, what's in you will make you lead yourself to go to a quote or follow another person. It's not so much as it's not so much as that person. It's what's in you. It's what you're missing within yourself. It's what you're missing within yourself, and it could be an insecurity in yourself that you I can't, and I hate when people try to blame it. Stop making excuses on why you're not where you're at, or why you're going through what you're going through, instead of taking ownership of what you're going through. You know what I mean? And it's easier said than done, because I think all of us have done that. We've made excuses and said to ourselves, I'm here because of this. I mean, no, you got to own it. You know what I mean? I'm going through what I'm going through because of this. I'm going through what I'm going through because of that. Instead of saying, I'm going through what I'm going through because I'm allowing myself to keep going through the same bullshit and not moving on to something different. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit up here and deny that I didn't do that. You know, so when you do move on to something different, you might turn it, you might move on to something negative. I went to this church, and this church was doing this, that, and the other. Maybe I should go to Jim Jones Church and listen to him. Because my cousin's going there. My cousin told me she's a good preacher. You know what? My aunt was going to David Koresh. She was going to David Koresh. Let me go over here and talk to see what he's talking about. Because these are the people that you want to follow, and you want to listen to what people. If somebody can get he got a good word. Don't tell me you don't know an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, or anybody that's saying back to you and say, man, I went to this church last week. Well, can you imagine? It was all like somebody came to them and was like, yo, I went to this church last week. Well, Jim Jones was preaching his ass off, man. He got a good word. He got a good word. When we ate dinner that night, the first time we ate dinner, man, the chicken, collard greens, cornbread, everything. The Kool-Aid was good.
I guess the operative word for me is super smart. Because I asked, can you be super smart and still be gullible? To me, being smart means you can see through bullshit. You can read through ridiculous shit. That you'll be able to see through the games and the cons and all of that, and make a better informed decision quicker than somebody that might be a little slower. So it's hard, and then you know, so many people that I know consider people to be smart because they are better at deception. Like my dad considered people to be smart who could so-called outsmart people or con people or get people to do shit that was so-called smarter than them, but they got played. So I don't know about being gullible and super smart. I think you can be smart, but I don't know about super smart.
Well, let's just think about it like this, though, son. When you super smart, right? You super smart that you can outsmart yourself mentally, because at the end of the day, there's a difference between being super smart and being knowledgeable of not just your surrounding, but knowledgeable. Let's say you're super smart, you live in an urban community. You can be super smart and not know the streets.
No, not if you're super smart.
No, you can be super smart and not know the streets because you're not of the streets.
See, but see, here's the thing, Troy. Okay, maybe I should.
Super smart people.
Hold on. I think I might need to clarify what I mean by super smart. Like, intelligence is your ability to learn. It doesn't mean that you already know. So when you're smart, you can learn shit on the fly, like right then and there, and figure out how to do it. Like somebody who is super smart is going to figure out a Rubik's Cube really fast. Somebody who's just regular smart is going to take the colors off of the blocks and just change them and make it look like they solved it. A super smart person can solve it. So it's not about what you know already. It's about what you can figure out in real time. That's what makes you smart. So whether you know the streets or not, dudes on the streets really think that they're smart, but they're not. That's why they get caught all the time by the cops and all that shit, and that's why they make silly mistakes. And that's why a lot of them have chosen a career that will either land them in jail or put them in an early grave. I'm not saying that they, not smart at all, but they ain't super smart. The super smart hustlers and whatever, they don't get caught. They find other ways for everybody else to take the fall while they stand tall. Because they smarter. They smarter than these little dumb motherfuckers. Like, you're not necessarily stupid because you're uneducated. You're uneducated because you don't know a lot. It doesn't mean you can't figure out a lot. If you had the opportunity to learn or be taught, you would probably do well because you're smart. So you'll still be able to, I don't want to say outsmart, but you're going to be able to avoid the same type of trickery, treachery, and deception that might easily. Okay, I figure if you're super smart, you're going to know whether you can trust a person or not.
Right.
If you're super smart.
Right.
So I can't see you letting somebody. The other thing about being super smart is you're going to start measuring people who you think are smart or not. You're not going to be able to help it. So you're going to listen. When you listen to people, you can tell, like, this motherfucker don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Not that smart. They might be in charge, but they ain't that smart. That was Al Capone. Al Capone wasn't very smart. He was able to get by on brutality. He would just send motherfuckers after motherfuckers, and he knew people would kill for him. And that's, he won with the intimidation game. That don't take no fucking smarts. The smart motherfucker was Elliot Ness. Like, we just set traps for him that he won't be able to avoid. You keep paying off juries? We'll move the jury out of the jurisdiction. Utilize his resources because he's smarter. He was smarter. None of them Italian gangsters, they wasn't smart. They was killers. They were literally gangsters. So, I don't know. Super smart but gullible? Anybody can be gotten once. But for that shit to continue, how can you say you super smart? I don't know. But, we can differ on that. You know what I'm saying? But
if anybody get caught once, then they can be super smart and get caught once. Meaning that there's a reason behind it. You know what I mean? With the way society was back in the day and the way society is now, and it's worse now, I think a super smart person, you know, because, you know, let's look at Elon Musk. Let's say hypothetically he's a super smart person, right? At some point in time, that super smartness is going to catch up to him. And he's gullible. To me, he's gullible. He's gullible to the point where he thinks that his money, his power, is going to keep pushing him through. It's going to catch up to him. It reminds me of the person. What's the boy name? Remember the boy that the boy Wu-Tang's album, the one that had the hedge fund boy. Mark something.
Yeah.
He pushed up.
Wasn't Levin?
That he had the hedge fund on. It was a drug for I don't know, it was for HIV or for the diabetic drug. He pushed it up to 1,000%. You know, so people wasn't able to afford it. And he wound up getting, this super smart guy wound up getting locked up for some years. To the point where he had to sell that Wu-Tang album that he spent all the millions of dollars on. You know, so my thing is that you can be super smart and fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Maybe once. But that once will be a wake-up call. And we don't know if that once can lead to your demise or can lead to you being locked up. You understand what I'm saying? I just think that we all have an opportunity. I think the dumbest person can turn around and be super smart at one time. That one time that smart person, that dumbest person do the smartest thing that can make them a millionaire.
I don't know. I don't know if you could be super smart one time. You know what I mean?
He might have invested his money in something, but he didn't think, no, he'll just take this money. I don't give a fuck about no damn Uber. Ain't shit gonna happen.
I don't look at being smart or stupid as a one-off. You know what I mean? You either is or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? So,
I can agree on some of that part right there.
I mean, anybody can get got. Anybody can make a mistake. But when we talk about being gullible, we're talking about.
What is not a mistake anymore? If you do it more than once, it doesn't constitute as a mistake anymore, right?
If you do something consistently.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we agreed on that.
Yeah. You do something consistently. That's your pattern. That's a system.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's how I feel about it.
Now, when I think about being gullible means that you believe what people say. Like you believe the stories that they're trying to tell you or sell you.
Yeah.
You know, that's gullible. You're not gullible because you personally believe. Yeah, let me put it this way. There's a difference between being naive and being gullible. Being gullible is what other people make you believe. Being naive is what you believe on your own. So when you're naive, you are oblivious to the facts that are around you. Like you're so naive, you really think that somebody who don't give a fuck about you is going to do something for you. That don't make you gullible because that person might not have ever promised you anything or even talked to you. You know what I mean? Like, okay, all right. So you're so naive, you think that voting for a certain candidate is automatically going to ensure that you get a job. That's naivete.
That's naive as shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Being gullible is believing that I'm going to lower the price of gas and groceries on the first day of my inauguration. That's gullible. You know what I mean? That's the difference right there. So, or you're gullible because you think, oh yeah, we're not going to get into any foreign wars. This person would never do that. 77 million gullible motherfuckers. You know? So yeah. So we have to make sure that we make the distinction between being gullible and being naive. Because they are absolutely not the same things. But yeah, they can apply to some people that we know, but not these people that we're talking about, because these people that we're talking about are smart. They are good looking. They do come from good families. They have been raised right. They have had opportunities. They haven't been deficient of the things that other people use to be successful. That hasn't been their story. You know, and they are talented. They're not hangers on and hoping that somebody else will take care of them. They have everything it takes in order to succeed. But they're too busy twiddling their thumbs and, you know what I mean, wishing on a prayer. Shoot, you're naive. You're also naive if you think all you need to do is pray in order for your life to be okay. You be dead on your knees with your hands clasped. Speaking of your hands clasped, why is it when when you younger, you pray with your hands clasped, like God is great, God is good, and we thank you for our food. But when you get older, you don't clasp your hands anymore. You kind of just press your hands together when you pray. How does that happen?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna start clasping again.
You gonna start clasping again?
I'm clasping again. I'm taking it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From now on, when I pray, I'm clasping my hands. No more of this. I don't think that pressing the hands together, I don't think that's getting us anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my man Tom says, son, I just bowed my head. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm gonna pray for all the people who follow this movement, all the go-getters, all of the Urban Therapy with Son followers, all the members, anybody who participates and is not disruptive, anybody who believes in the principles that we talk about, the families that we talk about, the events that go on in our lives, the struggles that we have, the triumphs that we experience, the crazy times that we've had when we were younger, and the chances that we've had to be able to grow and learn and thrive and teach others and see their development. For everyone who follows these types of principles and even more that we touch upon in this movement, God bless each and every one of you. And I wish you all prosperity, love, happiness, contentment, and success. Amen.
Amen. Well, that's what we're doing today. Church before church tomorrow.
Gotta clasp them hands though. You know what I mean? I'm ushering in a new era. We going back to the hand clasping. You know what I mean? Don't come to me like this no more. You know what I mean? I'm not hearing that.
Can I get a hand clasp? Come on.
You know what I mean?
Hand clasp. Come on.
No more of this. If you don't come like this, I'm like, this, when you clasp them hands, you joining together. You putting them hands together. You know what I mean?
We ain't talking about the song clap. We talking about the hand clasp.
The hand clasp. The hand clasp, baby. Put them jaws together. Don't let them go.
I want to ask you, can a person that was highly established be a waste of talent?
Wait. Say it again. Say it again. Wait. Say it again.
Can a person that's established become a waste of talent when they get locked up?
Yeah.
Talent was still able to be utilized?
No, because like, let's say if you're an athlete, how you want to stay in tip-top shape, in athletic shape inside those prison walls? Like if you're an athlete where your athletic talent involves running, where you gonna run it in the yard? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna respect that process for you.
Well, I was speaking mainly on R. Kelly.
But no, his talent is not going anywhere. R. Kelly was never formally trained. So he was born with his talent. It ain't going nowhere. And R. Kelly doesn't really fit the bill of what I'm talking about because he's not really that brainy. He's not that smart, but he's smart in his own way. He's intelligent. He is. But somebody who can't read, how, you know, in my eyes, how smart can I say they are? You know. Now, resourceful, he's resourceful as a motherfucker. Because I still don't understand how you can't read and write, but you write songs.
You read music.
Plenty of them. I don't know if he can read music. I doubt it. I really doubt it.
So he can't read music. He can write songs.
Most artists can't read music. That's a lost art. You know, especially in this digital age. A lot of artists can't even play an instrument. They got all this music, but man, AI is killing the game. You ain't got to know how to do shit.
If you want a good looking female, go to AI. They'll set one up for you. the bell, horns, and whistles.
Man, once they come up with them sex robots, they're gonna put the world's oldest profession out of business.
I mean, this shit is crazy, bro.
But yeah, so R. Kelly definitely, you know, made a mess of his life. There's no denying that. Will he have a chance to clean it up? We're going to have to wait and see. I do not believe that he will spend the rest of his life in jail. I honestly believe that within the next 5 years, we will see him out. Based on the evidence, he should be on the streets now, to be honest with you. There's a difference between knowing what a person did and having the evidence that a person did it. And according to the charges and the records, he definitely got railroaded. But is he the first one? And Diddy too. Diddy should be home now. And everybody knows that shit. That's why everybody who says that.
1 year, yeah, I agree. Diddy should be home now. You know,
based on his charges,
yeah,
there's no way he should be locked up.
On the R. Kelly one, he made that big.
He did, but you got to look at the docket. The docket.
No, I agree with the docket, and I'm a firm believer of your belief when you say we got to go. And I agree with that 1,000%. But see, what R. Kelly did, and I'm not trying to get off subject, we both don't want to do that. What R. Kelly is that he had so many chances to change his perspective on what he wanted in a female, in the ages. And every time he got caught, the first time it was with Aaliyah a backup singer. Then it was with Aaliyah. Then we had the video that popped up with the little girl. That little girl, years down the line, turned out to be a madam for him, who just recently wrote a book this year and sold a book about her exploits with R. Kelly. You know, and with all these chances, he beat case after case after case. So do you honestly understand that? Everybody was talking about the parents and everything. Why the parents this? Why they don't want the underboss. The parents they looked at as the underboss, so that's why they gave them immunity. They want the boss, the one that kept being Teflon. They want the John Gotti, and that was R. Kelly.
The one that paid everybody.
Yeah.
The one that everybody gravitated towards because he paid them. That's who they want. So they don't want the system. They just want the boss.
They want the boss. They don't want to blame the people that that allowed him to become who he is, because they assumed that him being a man, he should understand what's right from wrong. Not realizing his upbringing and everything that he went through, controlled who he was as a man. They don't give a fuck about that. They give a fuck about them children, and they give a fuck about the fact that they don't look at the Jerry Lee Lewis. They don't look at the Elvis Presley. They don't look at all them other white guys that got away from doing the same thing that he did. They're looking at this rich, multi-millionaire, good-looking, making that money, doing everything that he can do to make that money and putting out great music, not just for the culture, but for other cultures. Because he wrote for everybody making money, millions. They looking for that. And when you keep getting scot-free, you keep getting off and getting off and getting off and getting off, at some point in time they're gonna say, well, we got to find a way to get him. We got to get him.
I don't, from what I know about the law and politics, they don't give a fuck about R. Kelly, and they definitely don't give a fuck about the victims. If the Epstein files haven't taught us anything, it should have taught us that they don't give a fuck about the victims. Not at all. They don't give one single solitary fuck about no victims.
Well, I can't say that about that one right there, because if they gave, there's a different situation, son, and I agree with you on that, some part of it, but you gotta realize something, right? Every time you turn around, what this country does is they feed off of different narratives instead of focusing on the one narrative. You know what I mean? They keep feeding off of every time you turn around. If you notice something, son, since that Epstein file came out, right? Since them Epstein files didn't come out and they start having, bringing some out and redacting everything, do you realize narrative?
Wait. You got to repeat that. You went out for a second. Go ahead.
I said, did you realize that every time you turned around, since the Epstein files were supposed to come out, and then they start putting some of it out, and it kept being redacted, and this, that, and other. Do you realize that it's a different narrative, and he's been changing? He's been doing the wag the dog theory the whole time. It's been what?
Hello?
You hear me?
Wait a minute, man. I'm gonna take the Wi-Fi off, because I don't think it's just you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, I hear you too. Hopefully that does it, because you was going in and out, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was all your fault. Okay.
Like I was saying,
mm-hmm.
Every time you turn around, see, what this country don't understand is that you can't keep maneuvering off of the main focus of what's important. Everything is important, but what's important is the fact they don't want to focus on the fact that that the Epstein files is important because of what was done. Then you move to the war. The war is important. It's not about gasoline. It's about them sending these young kids over there to fight a war that they shouldn't be fighting. Fuck gasoline. I don't care. I mean, if my son or my daughter is fighting in a war that shouldn't be going on, that's my focus. That should be America's focus. Let's get our kids from over there getting involved in something that could have been that this man had created something because he wants to cover up what he's going through. Then you go from that to gasoline. Then you go from that to Pam Bondi being fired. To Tulsi Gabbard right now resigning. To all these other people. To the Cash Patel bullshit. It's always some shit that he's doing. The fucking another assassination attempt. You can't even focus on everything. Well, R. Kelly, there was only one thing to focus on. There was nothing else to focus on but that.
Okay.
They can't even with the Epstein files. Don't know about, and that's the thing about it. And we can both agree. The only people that's focusing on the Epstein files right now is the Democrats, and they're trying to keep it as a focal point because they know that's the narrative that he's trying to get away from. He's trying his best to keep that. He'll start. Why do you think he get ready to try to start a war with Cuba? It's not just about the money aspect.
Here's the thing. As a,
understand how you feel about it.
all right, I'm gonna say this, and then we got to get on out of here. As a humanitarian, as a human being, as a person, as a family person, as a son, as a father, as a friend, as a brother, as a nephew, as a grandchild, of course you're going to think about the people and the victims.
Right.
But when you listen to what the focus of, whether you're listening to the media, and absolutely when you're listening to politics or politicians, they never concentrate on what they measure the success of a nation by how much money is coming into the nation. It's all about how much money. They don't ask nobody how much they care or what they like or how comfortable they are or how safe or even secure they feel. That's why when Pam Bondi said the Dow is at 50,000, she meant that shit. Like, y'all, in other words, with her, y'all concentrating on the wrong thing. When you look at the GDP growth and all of that shit, as long as the corporations are thriving, then the country is successful. And that means everybody is supposed to be happy. Not once has Donald Trump referred to the girls, the young women who were raped, sexually assaulted, molested, abused. Not once has he used the word victim. Not one motherfucking time. Even if you look at how he was trying to paint himself as a government informant who told on Jeffrey Epstein, he never referred to the act that he performed, even though he's lying. But he never referred to that act as protecting the victims. You got to take that into consideration. He's protecting the motherfuckers who did it, including himself, because they have money. They are important to this country because they have money. These motherfuckers like me and you, these broke motherfuckers, these 5-figure, 6-figure motherfuckers, they ain't important to this motherfucking country. They don't matter. They don't. Because we make them happy and then the country is not happy because the country isn't successful. So we're going to keep it whereas the country is financially successful and everybody else trickles down into their own personal happiness. They make a way because the stage is set. It starts at the top and then it goes down, even though the top is small as shit and the bottom is big as fuck. So they don't care about no, doing the right thing. That ain't the right thing. The right thing is whatever brings the money in. That's the standard that they have set. And on the low, that's the standard that everybody believes in. Yeah, they'll use the humanitarian example in order to get more money. But when I've said on this show and I've said to you privately, they don't really want to get rid of Trump because he's a check. He's a big fat check for them. So you think they ain't gonna find a way to manipulate him staying around for as long as possible? Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Once we settle these Epstein's files, we ain't got no story no more. Fuck settling the files. Now you would look at it like, no, you got a bigger story now because now we can start prosecuting motherfuckers. Like, nah, that ain't the way the soap operas work, dog. Gotta keep that story going. You know what I mean? We pick up on next season. He has to make it to 2028. And whatever happens after that, he's a story. So, and none of his henchmen have referred to
the victims as victims either. Pam Bondi ain't never called them women victims. They got other words. They have women. They have people, girls. They don't be calling them no victim. They know if they start using words like victims, then when they get called into Congress or depositions or hearings and all that kind of stuff, like that means that they have acknowledged that there were victims. How can you not do anything when there are victims? So instead, they denied that anybody got hurt. Or if the person did get hurt, they started it. They made it happen to themselves. And now they sour grapes because they didn't get paid. That's what we dealing with. All right, man, we gotta go. Let's say our goodbyes. We got 8 votes, 8 stinking votes on the damn poll question. I'm gonna read the results anyway. I'm just not gonna read the percentages. All right, why do you think that people who have looks, brains, and talent choose to waste their lives? Undiagnosed abuse and trauma. That's what the majority of people said at 38%. And they said they chose to be followers. 25% said that. They don't love themselves. 12% said that. And 25% said no real reason. They're just bums. Interesting. Very, very interesting. When we get into the psychological. Oh, let me ask you this. Yeah, out of those options, which one would you say is the reason that people with looks, brains, and talents, waste their lives? What would you say the number one reason is? You can choose from that list, or you can just, say what you feel.
I think that they chose to be followers. I think that's I think they chose to be followers. You know what I mean? But just like I think that's like even the extra smart people, even no matter how extra smart you is, you can make a poor decision and follow somebody that you shouldn't follow.
Okay.
You make that one mistake. And if you make it through that one mistake, you know not to do it again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say undiagnosed trauma and abuse. Sometimes we.
I mean, both of them. I wouldn't have a problem with both of them.
Gun to your head.
Well, gun to the head. I'll take the second one. The second one I said.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say trauma and undiagnosed abuse. Sometimes things are so heavy for us when we're young that we can't even figure them out, but they're so damaging to us that sometimes we don't even, sometimes we pack it away in the back of our minds, or we just kind of get rid of it. And it sometimes manifests itself in different ways. One of the reasons I can't say because they want to be followers, because I've known people who threw their lives away without following. That shit crazy. Some people I know, they did their own thing. I had a dream last night, man. And it was so real. I don't know what it is now. I don't know what the fuck I'm eating or, you know what I mean? But my dreams be so vivid. Last night I had a dream that this dude that I know from around, he used to live in the projects around the corner from where my mom lived at. A boy named Derek Goins. And he was crazy. He started losing his mind about 20, 30 years ago. Started slipping in the darkness. More than 20 years ago. I would say about 30, 35 years ago. And I would see him around here with this Milwaukee Bucks jersey, this basketball jersey. You know what I mean? Every time I saw him, he had this Milwaukee Bucks basketball jersey, or was it the Supersonics? Who's basketball? Whose NBA jersey is green and yellow?
Supersonics.
Supersonics, right?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
It was the Sonics, and so I'm like, I would see him, and I'd be like, yo. But anyway, I saw him in my dream last night, and he was all right. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, damn, finally he got his shit together. Like, I don't see him around here anymore. I don't know what happened to him. But, yeah. In my dream last night, he was cool. Shook his hand or whatever. Me and him was never really cool like that. I knew him. He knew me. You know what I mean? That wasn't like my boy or nothing like that. But, you know, you never forget the people that you came up with. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you see them either doing really well or not doing well at all. You like, God damn. But I don't see none of them people none of them cats that he used to run with. I don't see none of them running to his defense or trying to do nothing for him. Anyway, thanks for calling in, Troy, as usual. You know how it go. I appreciate you.
Much love to everybody in the chat. Be safe, be blessed. To all of y'all, much love to you too, bro. You know how I feel about you, man.
Man, I do know. And I appreciate you for you and all you do. Have a good rest of the day, man. I'll holler at you a little later.
All right, sir.
All right. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 23rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Jamel Williams, and also Katrique Newton. Melissa, always a lady first. Melva Bayo. Amarumi Lizzie Barbaranti. Indigenous SA. Victoria Marshall. Cindy Giles. Katrina Eichelberger Covington. And she's raising money for American Breast Cancer Foundation. My girl used to be my next door neighbor. I don't know if she was born in Nigeria, but her family was Nigerian. Deborah C. Nyama, and also Cheryl Bain Stapleton. And last but not least, my girl Robin Matthews. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious June 23rd, May 23rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the rock out, rock on and do the damn rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. When I say represent the queens and things, I'm talking about those people who do really great things. And you can't measure it with a cup. But when you see them going down, you know what's up. You had everything to make it around the way. Yo, everybody respected your shit back in the day. Yo, but you threw it all away just like it was a piece of trash. And now we can't even rehash those other feelings that we used to have for you. That shit is crazy. I ain't got nothing for you. But I wish you the best, and I hope that you get back on your grind, and I hope that I find that years later, yo, things will get better. You know, heat you up. Yo, write you a letter. If you're in jail, yeah, I'ma fly you a kite only if we was thick as thieves. You understand, all right? Yo, rest in peace to Marquita. I know you're not around here. There's no way you could be here, my dear. but you made me jog my memory, and I'm glad that you got somewhere. Yo, the people I know, the people I seen, the things that I heard, the way that it goes. It's hard up in the hood, but let's get it understood. Yo, it's diamonds out here, and then there's also wood. And both of those things have its proper place. So if you put them where they supposed to go, you get your space. And I ain't trying to get your issue, but sometimes I get so worked up, I need the tissue. Sometimes to wipe my eyes, sometimes to blow my nose. And I realize that life is really supposed to give you the things that you really want. And sometimes they don't want nothing, so you feel like they just fronting. Yeah, and there's nothing. That's what you're getting. I feel like you're on the pot, but you ain't even shitting. So get up off that motherfucking do something. Do something for your own. Yo, alone is not the place to be unless that's what you want to do and the things that you want to see. They're out there. The world is available. What the fuck is going on with you? I say, what the hell is you really trying to be, kid? I can one for you, but I can't do the things he did. So peace to everybody that will thrive, and peace to each and every person that's staying alive. Just like the BGs. Fuck everybody out here that's going down. You see me. I'm still here. I'm still trying. I'm still driving. I'm still making sure that my license is right. I'm driving. And I'm going to go out for a drive today. I don't give a fuck if it's raining out that motherfucker. Yeah, I say. Peace to TK, right. Peace to Tom in this motherfucker each and every night. Peace to Stacy White. Peace to you and y'all. Peace to you and yours. Me and my boys. Yo, my man Clay coming on through. And all of my DG crew. You know who. Fuck talk about Ansel Jones, Baltimore brother girls can't leave me alone. The shout outs will keep going. Marvina, thanks for coming through this shit. Yeah, like the cleaners, making sure this shit is tip top shape. Y'all, I can't do this shit no more. Reminds me of bathing ape. It was fly back in the days, fly today. Zip the head over your shit. That shit is crazy. And peace to everybody who lost their mom. And peace to everybody who's going to lose some more in their time. And peace to everybody that's providing the guidance. And peace to everybody who knows how to stop talking silence. And sometimes the speech louder than words. And sometimes the silence that you hear is louder than you ever heard. Anybody yelling at the top of their lungs and tired of everybody out here on drugs, they acting strong. God damn, sometimes it hurts my heart, and I've been feeling this way from the end to the start. And where will it end? Is where it begins. If you don't live your life on the righteous shit, you're full of sin. But everything is a sin according to the Bible, so sometimes I gotta treat my enemies like my rivals. But my arrival is coming soon, and I'ma show up on time for that bitches, and I'm gonna go boom. Like the boom, they're blowing up crazy. And I'm tired of these shit. They're acting energetic instead of lazy. Yo, you be lazy sometimes. Just lay around sometimes. Do what the fuck you gotta do. You know what I mean? Write a couple of rhymes. Put your thoughts on paper. You start the journal and stop going through this shit like nobody earned you. See y'all tomorrow at 2 o'clock, man. I mean, yeah. Die.